So let's now turn to look at some of the neuroscience of communication and answer that critical question: how do we close that frustrating gap between the message we intend to send and the impact it actually has? And the answer isn't found just in behavioural preferences, it's in the structure of the brain. So we're going to look at some of that neuroscience of communication. What does the science tell us? And this isn't just academic theory. It's the biological root of why one person hears your directness as efficiency, while another hears it actually as a threat. And we're going to explore the automatic mental shortcuts our brains use, and critically, how to trigger what we would call a connection response that aligns with the listener's preferences, giving you that tangible strategic advantage in your conversations. So to bridge the intent-impact gap, we have to look inside the head of the listener. And that starts with the two core thinking systems of the brain, a concept that was popularised by Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman. System 1, System 2 thinking, or fast and slow thinking systems. So System 1 is the fast brain. It's automatic, intuitive, emotional, always on. It jumps to instant conclusions, makes those split-second judgments, and its primary concern is safety. It's why you might recoil from somebody if they speak with a sharp tone, or instantly trust someone who uses familiar language. And it's where our gut reactions live. And critically, it's the main filter through which communication is initially processed. System 2 thinking is the slow thinking, the slow brain. And this is logical, deliberate, effortful, analytical part. It's what we use for complex problem solving, evaluating evidence, understanding multi-stepped arguments. It requires significant mental effort, and therefore the brain, in its drive for energy conservation, tries to keep System 2 thinking off as much as possible. As we've discussed in many times in various webinars, the brain's primary role is to keep us safe. It's about survival. And it does this by constantly being alert, scanning our environment for any potential threats, by conserving energy and predicting outcomes. So a person's behavioural preference is essentially a preset, a System 1 communication filter. So when you communicate in a way that clashes with the other person's preference, so for example, if you give a brief, rushed summary to someone who has a preference for a longer, detailed explanation, or if you give a long, wordy, meandering explanation to a person who prefers a short, direct communication, their System 1 thinking detects chaos and it triggers a threat response, immediately bypassing logic. The person potentially will shut down or get defensive, and their System 2 thinking never gets the chance to process your actual intended message. So to be an effective communicator, we need to craft our message so that it doesn't trigger a threat response from the recipient's System 1 filter, their preference. We need to craft our message in a way that it enables the message to be processed by the recipient's System 2 thinking.